Welcome back, everybody. This is going to be our MRS21 Fall 2020 Test Number 2 Review Part 2. And we're picking up from question number 6, where we have a multi-step problem. We begin with our function p of x, which equals 2x squared minus 5x plus 8. And we're asked to evaluate p of 2 and p of 7 first. And so when we evaluate p of 2, what happens is we're going to first plug in 2 every time we see an x. So we have 2 times 2 squared minus 5 times 2 plus 8. And we know in this case 2 squared is 4, so 2 times 4. Negative 5 times 2 is negative 10 plus 8. So we're going to get in this case 8 minus 10 plus 8 equals to 6. So we will say p of 2 equals 6. Put a little box around that. You need to show all the work here, ladies and gentlemen. I know some of you are going to be using a calculator to evaluate some of these things, but you have to show what you're going to be plugging into the calculator. We continue with p of 7, and so p of 7, same technique. Every time we see an x, we plug in a 7, so 2 times 7 squared. Minus 5 times 7 plus 8. And 7 squared is going to be 49. So 2 times 49 minus 35 plus 8. We get 98 plus, minus 35. Sorry about that. Minus 35 plus 8. And so 98 minus 35 will give us the value of 63 plus 8 will be 71. So we say p of 7 equals 71. And that's the first part, question number 6. Now we're asked to find the average rate of change for p of x between x equals 2 and x equals 7. Now average rate of change, ladies and gentlemen, means in this case you're going to find for now, for part B, we want to find p of 7 minus p of 2 over 7 minus 2. It is going to be, in this case, the change in y over change in x, which is like slope. And so we've already evaluated p of 7, but we do want to create this expression that will be helping us find the average rate of change between the values of x equals 7 and x equals 2. So with p of 7 we know is 71, which you found from the part A, and p of 2 is 6, which you again found part A, all over 7 minus 2. We would now get 71 minus 6, or 65, and 7 minus 2 is equal to 5, and 65 divided by 5 is going to be 13, and that's our average rate of change between the values of x equals 2 and x equals 7. Now, for the last part, we want to find the equation of a line that passes through 2 comma p2 and 7 comma p7. Now, 2 comma p of 2 is really going to be the same as the coordinate of 2 comma 6. The coordinate 7 comma p of 7 is really the same as the coordinate 7 comma 71. Now, we could find the slope between these 2 points, but the great thing is that the average rate of change really is the same as the slope of the line. So we know the slope of this line that passes through the points when x equals 2 or x equals 7, or 2, in this case 2 comma 6 and 7 comma 1, is going to be 13. We've already solved that from part B. So the average rate of change is equal to the slope of the line passing through the points. And so we have this here, and we also now can pick one of the points. In this case, let's try picking 2 comma 6. We'll use what's called the point slope form. I'm going to lift up a little bit here. Okay. And so the point slope form, sorry why the computer is doing that, I'm not sure. But the point slope form is given the form of y minus y sub 0 is equal to m times x minus x sub 0, where x sub 0, y sub 0 is going to be the coordinate, and so of the point on the line. And so we know in this case 2 is x sub 0, and 6 is y sub 0. And of course, the slope is 13. So we plug in here y minus 6 is equal to 13 times x minus 2. And this would be enough for the equation of our line. Now, if you want to use this point here, 7, 71, again, the same technique, we would have y minus 71 is equal to 13 times x minus 7. And this would be an okay equation to use as well, too. Both are fine. Now, let's say, for example, we want to use the slope-intercept form. And the slope-intercept form would mean, in this case, that we would use y equals mx plus b. And you would use one of the coordinates like 2, 6. And so we'd have 6 is equal to 13 times 2 plus b, or 6 equals 26 plus b, subtracting 26 on both sides. B is equal to negative 20. So if our slope is going to be 13, it looks like B. Sorry about that, 7. Sorry. Let me just erase this here. I'll write again. So the slope is 13, so mx plus b, so b is negative 20. This would be the equation, or the third way to write this equation of a line. Now, some might say in this case, well, they're all different looking. However, if we were to take this equation, y minus 6 equals 13 times x minus 2, and distribute, we'd have y minus 6 equals 13x minus 26, adding 6 to both sides, we would get y is equal to 13x minus 20. So this would be the same exact equation we got here using a different method. And so either way, if you're going to use slope for the point slope method, you want to label what is x0, y0, and what your slope is going to be. This way we know where everything comes from. So let me just give you a full view here of this. Okay. All right. So that's question number 6. Question number 7 is a graph in this case. The graph below shows the average price of gasoline in dollars for the years 1997 to 2007. So we have this graph here. Our x-axis is going to be the years, and the y-axis is going to be the price of gas in dollars. And so the question is asking, what is domain and range of this graph? Well, domain talks about all the possible x values. And so we'll see here in this case that, well, let's use here. We're going to look at our values for x. We see the leftmost side is going to be in the year 1997. And the rightmost side would be in the year 2007. And so we see in this case our domain, sorry, my handwriting is not so great, ladies and gentlemen, would be between the values of 1997 is less than equal to x is less than equal to 2007. And so those are all the values of x we have, of, in this case, the years, because that's our domain, the years between, for the, we're calculating for this graph, the average price of gas. Now, to find our range, we're looking for our y values. Go with this color here. And so here, we're going to go with the lowest y value. It looks like at this point, and we go to the left, and we see the lowest price of gas was in 1999, $1. And now the highest price of gas, go all the way to the left, is going to be $2.50. So the range, meaning all the y values that we have for this graph, will be at lowest $1. So $1 is less than or equal to y is less than or equal to, in this case, $2.50, which would be the highest value. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, domain will be talking about all the possible values of x we have. And in this graph, all of the possible values of x are contained in the years from 1997 to 2007. Our range will be basically all the possible y values that are being used. In this case, here between the lowest and the highest. And so a range, in this case, the lowest value was $1 and the highest value is $2.50. And we ran all the prices in between as possible y values. Okay, so this is how we do number seven. Figuring out domain is going to be from a graph, leftmost x value to rightmost x value. The range will be from lowest y value to highest y value. Well, and so now we're at question number 8, and where we wonder over which intervals is the function increasing and when is it decreasing. And so we're looking for when we talk about the function increasing, we're going to see in this case where we see where does the graph start at a valley and then go up to a hill. And here we're talking about the valley down here, and we'll go all the way up along this part of the graph, going upwards. We see the x values become from 0 to 3. So we will say the function increases from, in this case, 0 is less than x is less than 3. And that will be the interval between where, in this case, the graph is going to be increasing. Meaning, as we go from left to right, when all the y values can be higher than 1 before it. We then also take a look at when the function is going to be decreasing. We'll use this color green here. And so we see from going from highest to lowest value here in this section of the graph. And that's from -1 to 0. And then from here, the highest point all the way down to its low point here. Oops. And so that would be, in this case, at the value of 6. So we say the function decreases. Decreases from, sorry, my handwriting is terrible. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the leastmost point of x is -1 is less than x is less than 0. That's the first section. Also, we see that the function is decreasing from values of 3 less than x less than 6. And so that would be in this case, the end part of our part 2, where we looked at the question 6, which had to be combined question of a function notation and the average rate of change, and of course find the equation of a line. And then we found domain and range with these 2 other questions, 7 and 8. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Please, in this case, leave a comment in the comment section below. Like the video if you found it helpful, and of course subscribe if you have not done so already. We thank you for you guys watching and appreciate, and I look forward to seeing you next video. Take care and be safe.